Hello, I'm Melanie Vincent. I'm from Wendake, but I actually work with the Assembly of First Nations of Quebec, Labrador, and also with Collectiva to explain in sessions in every 32 communities that are entitled to receive compensations following a class action on fuel tax. Everyone that is 18 years old and over that are band members in Ganawage, for example, are entitled to receive a compensation as long as you're 18 years old and over, and as long as you're a band member. So there's a form that you need to fill out. It's a form by the firm called Collectiva. This firm was mandated by the judge following a class action to compensate people, because fuel tax used to be charged on reserve ever since 1973, but this was not legal because you can't charge tax. The Quebec government cannot charge a tax on reserve. So based on that, the judge said, well, yeah, it was not legal, so now people have the right to be compensated for that. So they have an amount of money of $24 million that was settled. This amount should be distributed to about 40,000 to 45,000 individuals that are First Nations band members of 32 First Nations in Quebec. The deadline is July 8th of 2013, so you still have a few months actually to do your claim, and so that's why we're here early in the process to start the process and tell people, well, you're entitled to that money, so just do your claim and then you should receive the check. I guess it's going to go like later on next year, because since the deadline to submit the claim is July 8th, well, the check will be mailed after that. But we're encouraging people to do their claim. We're going to leave forms at the band office, and then you could also download the form at collectiva.ca. So all the forms, you can either do it in English, French, print it out. The important thing is that you have to mail your claim form along with two things: your band status card on both sides, a copy of it, and also a copy of your proof of residency. If you don't have one, you can ask the band office to do your proof of residency or a letter of band membership. But it's important that you submit the claim along with those two things.
Can you explain why the AFNQL represented Ganawage with this class action suit?
Well, Ganawage has been an active part of AFNQL for many years, and we always go there to ensure that our interests are protected or represented properly. But in this case, it's a little different because it is a class action lawsuit. When action is put forward in a court, it's basically an all or nothing type of approach. So when we're representing all of the First Nations of Quebec, you can't exclude somebody such as Ganawage if you're looking at from a legal context, from a class action. And we are implicated in this regardless in terms of our compensation and with the gas tax. So it is an amount that I know some people feel is low in terms of $24 million for the province, but on the other hand, it is something that is beneficial because each and every community member is going to be entitled to some compensation.
Okay, and should an individual file a claim, does that prevent them from filing future claims regarding this suit?
Well, if anybody who currently has any receipts in which they collected over the past couple of months or so on, they could still submit those claims and still submit those receipts and get the money for it. But in terms of any other legal action regarding gas tax, this pretty much closes the case on that. There could be some legal loopholes down the road, but we don't know about. But for best information at this point, any past issues regarding gas tax, it's settled now with this class action lawsuit. But now the issue is moving forward. It has been ruled as well in the lawsuit, which is separate from the settlement, but it has been ruled as well as that they cannot charge any tax on gas to natives on reserve. So that's the next step in which we have to ensure it gets implemented in our community. For those people who do file, every year or every couple of years or every couple of months, whether you did it once or whether you never did it or whether you did it 100 times, you're still entitled to this compensation. So if you got back all your gas tax, you're still entitled to your share of this compensation, because it's not based upon how much gas was used. It's based upon the fact that the Quebec government was wrong in the way they went about collecting taxes on Native people. So everybody's entitled to it, whether you never claimed or whether you claimed 100 times. You're still eligible.